Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ryan George Fair. So I'm going to be uploading this on my One Drag Queen channel or my Anti-Cyberbully Advocate channel. I have my black rabbit here. Her name is Midnight. She's a girl. Oh, say hi, Midnight. And then, like I said, if I find the turtle, I'll show it off later. You're such a sweet baby. I love you. Midnight is my therapy rabbit that I had after my black and white cat named Ace. She's black. I asked her to be black because I believed in a dark goddess called Hecate. And I believe that Hecate, is a goddess with black hair. Um, which is why I asked for my rabbit Midnight to be black. Alright, I'm gonna put her in her cage now. Alright, well, I went to the store. I'm gonna take my hat off because I have a headache. I went to the store, and I bought these, Marlboro cigarettes. I like to get Marlboros or Newports, and like I said, when the alcohol store opens later, I'm gonna drive there, and get some, beers. I used to smoke marijuana, when I was, from the time until I was 22 until I was like 28, I smoked marijuana. Thought there was a neighbor knocking on the door, but it was nobody. It's 11:20 a.m. My dad left. So when, the alcohol store opens, I plan to go to the store and buy some alcohol. And like I said, I'm going to look at, new tattoo ideas today. I plan to get, like, a graffiti chest tattoo here. And like I said, this is going to be, like, my sad arm, and then this is going to be my happy arm. Um, and I wanted to get face tattoos, but my dad George said as long as I live under his roof, I can't get face tattoos. And I might get back tattoos on my back. And today is, it's 11:21 a.m. and it's Sunday, October 2nd, 2022. So it's Sunday, but my dad still put my disability money on my card, even though I'm supposed to get it tomorrow. And tomorrow is Monday, which means that my first girlfriend, Alicia, works tomorrow. And sometime, about 4 or 5 months ago, I had a conversation with Brian, who owned the Hoarder House on Jessica's Lane, that I did things with him on one day when I was 14. And then, like I said, I don't know if Wonder Bread is Billy Wesley Fouts or what, um, or who it is. I don't know, I've seen Wonder Bread comment on my YouTube, I'm not sure who it is. But it's been 4 years since I talked to Billy Wesley Fouts. I would talk to him if I could because he was my boyfriend. From the time until I was 17 until I was 20. But if I don't talk to him again, it's whatever because he made negative status updates about me that all his friends like, so I just moved on without him. My new life from the time until I was 21 until I was 24 or 25 or 26 was with my friend James, his girlfriend Jasmine, and then like I said, sometime about 5 months ago, I had a conversation with Kelly J. Caldwell one day. And then, like I said, 10 months ago, I had a girlfriend with black hair. And I deal with tactile hallucinations. And if Danielle Bergoli is a schizophrenic person, she never talks about. It only says when Dr. Philtine describes why she believes she has paranoid schizophrenia. Now, see, what got my disability approved, they didn't qualify my disability in just a matter of a few months. My disability was qualified in 4 weeks because I believed in a dark goddess that followed me around all the time with a knife and a gun that had black hair. And I believed that right now this is like the dark chapter of life, where she has black hair, and then I believe that she has like blonde hair, and then I believed in this man, as a man with a beard that followed me around all the time with a knife and a gun as well, and I called him Zeus, and then I would study other deities. It's just I always thought Hecate and Zeus were the highest powers, and then like I said, Jeff was my best friend. Jeff Ronald McGaney, who was Storms Wild on Instagram, was my best friend. From the time until I was like 25, or 24, until I was like 28, I did witchcraft with him. And then, like I said, I used to smoke marijuana, but I don't do that anymore because I feel it's not good for a person that has schizophrenia. And then, like I said, I have manic episodes with my bipolar where I get happy and I watch silly videos. Um, on YouTube. I used to watch a lady named Lady Jane, who is Jay Zathy on YouTube, who has videos of her cats and her dog Gertie and things like that. Um, I'm not sure if she's still. I think she doesn't do YouTube anymore. And then, like I said, I watched this man named Robert Thorson, who is King UFO Kid. And I watched this other guy whose name was Forrest Jameson. They trolled Von Helton, and he would troll people like that, and things like that. Now, I'm not sure what Von Helton believes, and I think Von Helton might be a Wiccan person. I don't know. My religious belief right now is that I'm an atheist, even though these 23 people are always real during the day, and about 33 of them that don't like me all the time. One example of a person that is a coincidence person that I feel doesn't like me, is Jared Green. And you can look up Jared Green, and he has black hair, and green eyes, and he went to my Arrow Center for Education school. And he lives in Maryland, and he makes me think of Billy Wesley Fouts. And then, like I said, Samantha Hoover doesn't open my messages. And then Jasmine, I don't talk to her anymore, and I plan not to. because I plan to cut James Colvin out, because he lied about being in some kind of music video. And like I said, hanging out with him makes me think about, it just brings back bad memories, even though he was my first threesome. I hope maybe I can talk to Victor, my first best friend, that's up to my friend Jamal. Because Jamal talks to Victor, my first best friend, and Victor was the boy that had black hair and freckles on his face, and he was my best friend at Forger School, and he was sent there for behavior issues and things like that. Now, when I was at my first public school, I had generalized anxiety disorder, and then I became a behavior issue when I went to Forger School, and I would go to resource and do my work in resource rooms. My religious belief now is that I'm an atheist, even though these 23 people are real. Um, and like I said, I do work in resource, and Forger School at the grounds of Maryland's, Shepherd Pratt, which was on the grounds of Maryland Shepherd Pratt, and then it went to another campus in Reisterstown, was the funnest years of my life. That's where I met all my friends, and I used to play cards at the lunch table, and things like that. With this boy whose name was Arkeem and things like that, and who was one of my good friends. And then like I said, I sent Jamal a friend request on my One Ryan Winning Facebook, and I'll link it, because I plan to shut down the Ryan Logan Winning Facebook. And it's been 10 months since I had a girlfriend. But once a year I get with a new girl or two, because I'm attractive. I don't know if I have a razor in my bathroom. I plan to go out and buy one today. No, I don't have a razor. I plan to go out and buy one. And like I said, sometime when Party City opens today, I plan to go out and buy a new wig, or maybe order one offline. Now with the Charolade Zone, I had the Child Chase dress. I had other clothes from Billy Wesley Fouts, and I had all the wigs that I had from the time when he was my boyfriend when I was 17 until I was 20. It's just when my black friend died, and see, for years I would always send my best friend Victor, his girlfriend friend requests, and she would deny them. I don't think I talk to Alicia anymore, which made me sad, even though she was my first girlfriend. But she's with her new boyfriend, and I'm happy for her, even though we don't talk. And then, like I said, I didn't talk to Brian, who in the Hoarder House, for several years, which made me sad. Or Kelly J. Caldwell, only on one day after Billy Wesley Fouts. I only did things with him on one day and then didn't talk to him for years, which made me sad. So I didn't talk to Kelly J. Caldwell. And like I said, things went missing in my house all the time, but I plan to buy like extra layers, or clean my room, or buy things, or try and keep my stuff more organized now. It's just I had a hard time keeping track of all my stuff. And I had stomach problems where I would throw up, and I tried to take stomach pills and things like that. And I had, from the time until I was 21 until I was like 24, I had bleeding issues in my behind. But it wasn't caused, from doing things with males. It was just because, adults get that problem sometimes when they're adults. And then, like I said, at my mom's house, my mom and stepdad used to always smoke cigarettes. Um, But I plan not to visit my mom or my stepdad ever because my stepdad would lock me in closets when I was 14 or 15 years old. And I had PTSD from that. And then, like I said, my stepsister, um, has a black daughter named Kaja, another one named Anaja that is mixed, that I consider to be the mean twin, and then Abria was the nice twin. And then she has DJ, and then my cousin Amy, has a black child, and then so does my cousin Stacy with Christian and other ones. And then like I said, my Aunt Debbie and Uncle Dave's birthdays are 2 days apart from each other. Um, and I was just sad because at any point I can appear on Ryan George for Ripoff or Pert when I do have sex with females every now and then. And people can always just put zip files of me on Ryan George for Ripoff or Pert of me having sex with females. Or put messages from where I would be in a scary psychosis, and I had delusions that I would be the victim of a hate crime or things like that, and put those messages on Ryan George for Revolver Bird, when really I wish I could have talked to Chris Crocker, because I knew Sherolade, and I knew, and I never talked to Brandon Rogers, or things like that, even though I'm Ryan George Fair. Because people assume that Ryan George Fair was the boy with black hair and green eyes on the Ryan George Fair ripoff report, when really I have green eyes and I have brown hair. And I had long hair at one point, so I did have long hair. And like I said, I had, 5 girlfriends in my alternative school. I only did things with a boy on one day when I was young. I had one boyfriend. Did things with a boy named Kelly on one day after him. I don't go to parties, but I went to bars. Like I said, I went to the Main Street Tower, which is in Maryland, and I went to the tower with my friends, and I would get drinks. And I had delusions for a long time that because I didn't drive until I was 22 after my friend was shot by the officer, that this house was a prison. I looked at it like a prison because I was pale and white and I bled. And like I said, I had a black and white cat named Ace that had a Hitler stash. And I had bipolar depression. And I had paranoid schizophrenia. And like I said, James, I would buy him alcohol for his tooth or things like that, and he wouldn't even share any of his alcohol with me or things like that. Or I would ask him for lighters, and he wouldn't give me lighters or things like that. So, like I said, Trolley was my life, and I would comment on Forever Kaylin's videos or things like that. Or, I was an admin in BHH. In BHH, I was Rhonda Wims and Disciple Apostle Gloria Johnson. And like I said, I live in Maryland, but where I live is private property. It's illegal to trespass on Jessica's Lane property in Bel Air, Maryland, unless you are a resident or you know people who live here. It's illegal to come to 902B Jessica's Lane in Bel Air, Maryland, unless you're a resident or you know people who live here. And for several years I wasn't driving because of my schizophrenia, and I don't drive long distances, like to my mom's house, which is in Cambridge, Maryland. And I plan not to see my mom, because my stepdad is extremely mean. And my dad, George, is mean. He yells at me all the time. And like I said, he didn't take me to the doctors when I had bleeding issues. And he would yell at me and he would make fun of me. Because Billy Wesley Fouts was my boyfriend, he would make fun of me because I did things with Brian Who in the Murder House. But he never made fun of me because of Kelly J. Caldwell, but he would make fun of me because of Brian and Billy Wesley Fouts. And then, like I said, he was happy that I had my girlfriend with black hair 9 months ago, even though she was schizophrenic. And then, like I said, the alcohol store should be opening soon, or should be open. So I plan to go to the alcohol store. And when Party City opens, I plan to go out and buy some new things. or buy a new razor to shave my face today because it looks like I need a shave. And like I said, this is going on 20 minutes. I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna check to see if the Ronnie's Beverage Warehouse is gonna open. Or if not, I'll drive to the Beller Liquors on Main Street in Maryland. Um, and like I said, for several years I worked at ShopRite. I was friendly. I bagged for customers and I was one of those hardworking car pushers there. And like I said, there was a boy, his name was Dylan Friends, that worked with me and I would smoke marijuana. With my friends at work, like Alex, who stole from me, and things like that. But I don't smoke marijuana anymore. And like I said, once a year I'm in a relationship with two new girls. I gotta pee, I'll be right back. Alright, well, this is going on 22 minutes. I'm going to drive to the alcohol store and buy some beers. And then sometime at like 3 o'clock, I'm gonna go to Party City and buy new things. And I plan to go to the Giant, which is located on Red Pump Road, and buy new things so I can play like a drag queen character on here. Um, Now, because I had an involvement with Jeffree Star racist people like Sherolade, um, I can do voices. My name is Eva. My name is Keisha. Shut your ass up, hon. So I can do voices like that. I practiced them from the time until I was 16, until I was like 22 or 23. So I can talk like a black woman. I can talk like a white girl, or I can talk like a little girl, just like Billy Wesley Phelps can. Um, it's just I was sick of people putting things about me on Ripoff Report. When I was 20, because Alex would always make threats to put things about me on Ripoff Report. And people assumed Ryan George Farrow was pretender or not real. Or if they did, they just assumed that I was friends with Billy Wesley Fouts and he wasn't my boyfriend or things like that. Now, Billy Wesley Fouts was just my boyfriend from the time until I was 17 until I was 20. And then after we broke up, Kelly J. Caldo was a boy that I did things with only on one day in an elevator. And then only on one day when I was 15, I did things with a boy named Brian that owned a river house, who is my neighbor, who is former military. And then like I said, I had a girlfriend with black hair 9 months ago named Berta, and I really wish I had a new girlfriend because down there, I'm about 7.5, almost 8. Um, and when I have sex, I last about 40 minutes to an hour. And then, like I said, Brandon Drexler might be my new best friend, if he doesn't have a best friend already. I miss talking to Victor Hill, my first best friend. Who was my best friend at Forbush School, who was the boy with black hair that had freckles on his face. And then, like I said, I'm going to drive to the alcohol store when it opens. I just drive short distances. People with schizophrenia, really don't drive you know, because of their issues. Um, I deal with tactile hallucinations, but it's not like they cause me any pain. They're just there. I hear voices most of the time, and my voices will tell me that nobody cares about you, or that you're worthless, or tell you that your family doesn't love you, even though my dad qualified my disability and I feel he's a good person. I just don't really like my dad, George Ferris, sometimes because he's mean. I wish he would have let me have more friends come over when I was like 14 or 15, but instead, he didn't let any of my alternative school friends come over. And like I said, I used to hang out with a boy named Sam who was a pathological liar, who was mean to his lesbian Jewish moms. And I like to listen to Hava Nagila. And I've never sat down and read the Quran. But I used to read the Bible at my mom's house. And there are still days where I read the Bible. And from the time until I was 24 or 25 until I was 28 or 27, I read witchcraft books. And I feel that Wicca is a religion that can be harmful if you choose to get involved in a coven and the leader holds knives to your neck like Jeff Ronald McGaney did. Drinking my tea. I believe that witchcraft is possible. For a long time, I had bad luck. Um, I find it's where I get hurt or injured. My dad was in a car accident sometime about 3 years ago. I don't see it as being my fault. I had a psychosis in 2020 or 2021 when Alex wanted to put things about me on Revolve Report. When really, I was just sick of the exploitation. You know, there's drama that happens in my life all the time where people steal from me or I unfriend my friends. Um, and I finally had a life outside of Charolade when I turned 23 or 22 or 21 because Charolade was not my life anymore. My life was with my alternative school friends at the Aero Center for Education. And, you know, my dad never let my former school friends come over, which is why a lot of them unfriended me, which made me sad. But Forbush was the funnest years of my life, and I was a behavior issue there. And I would cuss teachers out and misbehave when they would give me a hard time. So I'm going to check to see if the Bel Liquors is open. I'm going to buy some beers, and I'm going to upload a show later, and like I said, when Party City opens. I plan to buy a new razor because I feel like I need a shave. I might shave my head and make a video shaving my head. And I hope everybody's good. Much love and peace to everybody from Ryan George for Anti-Cyberbully Advocate. Be friendly to everybody you meet. Just the other day, when I went to the store, I went and bought some Cronus and I saw a boy with a red and black shirt, and red and black are my favorite colors. So I complimented his shirt and I complimented his long hair. I'm not sure what his name was, but I did that when I went and bought my black and browns. So be friendly and kind to everybody you meet. The world deserves more love and peace. And like I said, it's 11:46 a.m. and it's 10/2/2022. I'm in a good mood. I plan to go to the store, and buy some alcohol, and maybe I'll make a video drinking, after I go to the store. Much love and peace to everybody from Ryan George Fair. I hope everybody's having a good day.